Welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we'll continue with our chapter adverb. We'll discuss some more concepts about it in this part 2 of adverb. So let's begin the session. Now in that session, we discussed about some adverbs like to and to, and some other uses. So first we'll discuss the use of to and to. As I told you, whenever we use to and to together, this to is basically a preposition, whereas this TW2 is an adverb. Now it is followed by an adjective, that is TW2 is followed by an adjective, whereas to is followed by a verb. Now this combination forms a negative sentence. Though there is no negation or negative word, that is not, never, like words. But this sentence is a negative sentence. If I write, she is too weak to walk, this is a negative sentence, which means that she is very weak, that she cannot even walk. So, this kind of sentence implies negativity. Now, to is to. To and to is used to show that a certain degree is so extreme that it prevents something from happening. For example, the box is too heavy for me to lift. It means the box is very heavy that I cannot lift it. It is too late for us to catch the last train. It means we were very late, so we could not catch the train. Or we were not able to catch the train. So, to and to, when are together, shows the negativity of a sentence, the extreme case of something which prevents something from happening. Now, we'll read the use of too much. Now, there are two kinds of words. That is too much and another is much too. So, we use two types of adverbs there. First is too much and other is much too. Now, what we do, too much is basically used with, or too much is always followed by a noun, whereas much too is followed by an adjective. If you see, a noun is there, the word that precedes it should be too much. But if you see an adjective and the word that precedes it should be much too, not too much. We cannot use adjective after too much. I ate too much food. Now food, too much means excess of something, excessive of something. Now food is noun, we have used too much over here. There is too much noise in the room. So noise is a noun, whereas we have used too much before it. It means excessive amount of noise. Now if I write, that was dirty, so it will be much too dirty, not too much. If I write a sentence like, she has too much money. Now money is noun, therefore we have used too much. But if I say the tea is much too hot, now hot is actually an adjective. So here we have used much too, not too much. Emphasizes the excessiveness of an adjective, that is much too. So I have already told you that after an adjective, before an adjective, we use much too. The soup is much too hot, excessively hot. She drives much too quickly. Also, with adverbs, we can use much too. So, quickly is an adverb. So, we have used much too. Now, we have another adverb that is none too. Now, none too is used to emphasize that something is not as good or favorable as expected. The weather is none too pleasant today. So, pleasant is basically an adjective. So, it is none too. This means that the weather is not favorable. It means you can say that it negates the quality which has been told. Only to is used to express that something is regretfully true, even though it is not desired. She is only too aware of her mistakes. So, only to is used regretfully over here. Next is very. Very is very simple word. We use it many times. Very is always followed by positive degree of adjective. One thing should be kept in mind that very is used before positive degree of adjective. Now, if we say much, much is used before comparative degree of adjectives, whereas very is used before positive degree of adjectives only. Now, very is a common adverb used to intensify the meaning of adjective, adverb, or verb. For example, she runs very fast. The cake was very delicious. So, delicious is an adjective which before which we are using very. He speaks English very fluently. Fluently is an adverb before which we have used very, just to show that in an extreme acute manner, in an extreme accurate manner. There we use very. Now, when it comes to the position of adverbs, there is something different about the positions. We have some types of adverb like manner, place, time, then frequency. Now let us see the places or the positions for these four adverbs only. There is a standard rule to cover the position of adverbs in a sentence. We can learn it like this: M for manner, P for place, T for time, and F for frequency. Now, what happens whenever there is a verb in a sentence? We know well that adverb qualifies verb, first of all. Now, if it is qualifying only verb, we should write MPT, that is manner, place, and time, after the verb, whereas only frequency can be placed before verb. Now, this is something special in case of adverbs. That in case of adverbs, when it comes to defining verb only, when it comes to qualify verb only, if we have manner adverb, if we have adverb of place, if we have adverb of time, they are positioned after the position of verb. For example, here I can say she sings beautifully. Now we here can see beautifully is a manner and it is placed after the verb sings. So this is manner. Another sentence is place. She is standing there. Now we know well that this there is a place. and standing is a verb. So place is positioned after the verb. Now the third sentence that we have is we will speak now. Now this now states the time of action. So this is time adverb and this is verb. So time is again used after speak. That is, the position of time is after the position of verb. Frequency, that is how many times. For example, the sentence is he hardly goes there. Now, hardly is a frequency, and frequency adverb comes before the position of verb. So, in this manner, we conclude that frequency comes prior to verb, whereas other MPT, that is manner, place, time, comes after the position of verb. But it is not always fine. Why so? The position can be interchanged in some cases. What are these? Let's discuss. But before that, I must say that frequency adverb. Here, a certain rule is about frequency adverb, that we do have two types of verb, that is helping verb and that one is main verb. Now, when we know that frequency adverb comes prior to the verb, a question arises in our mind, that whether it comes before the main verb or before the helping verb as well. So, frequency adverbs come in between two helping verb and main verb. Frequency verbs are always followed by helping verb but preceded by main verbs. This is very important in a sentence. Suppose I write, she is always giving instructions. Now, in this sentence, we see giving is a verb, always is a frequency adverb, is a helping verb. So, we can see the position of this frequency. It comes prior to the main verb but is followed by or comes after the helping verb. So, this is actually a standard thing for an adverb about the position of adverbs. But nowadays, in spoken, in writing, we do not follow each and every rule about grammar. So these positions can vary. In fact, if it comes to adjective, if it comes to adverb, obviously the positions of adverb differ. The positions of adverb vary. How? Let us discuss in this part. So, position of adverbs of time. Suppose first we'll discuss the position of adverbs of time. Adverbs of time can appear at different positions in a sentence depending on how you want to emphasize the timing of the action. It only depends on the style of speaking, the style we want to emphasize the thing. For example, they can be placed at the beginning of the sentence. How? Yesterday, I went to the park. Now, this yesterday is not actually used for this went, in fact, for the entire sentence. So, this yesterday is also an adverb of time that can come at the beginning of the sentence. Tomorrow, we will have a meeting. So, we can use tomorrow in the beginning of the sentence as well. We can write this sentence as we will have a meeting tomorrow. That is also correct. In fact, that is the standard sentence. But in this manner as well, we can write the sentence. This is also correct. It can come in the middle of the sentence as well. Adverbs of time can also be placed in the middle of the sentence, usually between the subject and the verb. They have recently been on a vacation. So we are emphasizing this word recently over here for this been. that they have recently been on a vacation or they have just gone. So this word is emphasizing on this word. So here we can use the position of time just before the verb. Now at the end of the sentence, I went to the concert last night. So I went to the concert last night. So last night is again time. Placing an adverb of time at the end of a sentence is a common position and doesn't disrupt the natural flow of the sentence. So this is actually the right position of time. But in spoken nowadays, we use all the things. In writing as well, we use all the things, all the positions of adverb of time depending on the emphasizing or how much do we emphasize the word in a sentence or which word do we emphasize. Now it can be before the main verb, but that time it is actually the frequency of adverb. It behaves like a frequency of adverb. They sometimes travel abroad for vacations. Now this time it is behaving not as time but as frequency. So basically frequency adverbs are placed before main verb in a sentence. They always arrive on time. So arrive, this always is a frequency adverb over here. And arrive is a verb. Always means every time. So whenever there is a frequency adverb, though the word looks like time, but it is actually the frequency adverb. They come before the main verb in a sentence. Now after the main verb, when they behave like time, they can come after the main verb. She finishes her work every day. Now every day is a time. It is coming after verb. We meet for coffee every Saturday. So we meet there every Saturday. This is time. So meet is verb. With present continuous tense. When using the present continuous tense, adverbs of time are often placed after the helping verb. They are currently working on a project. So here we can write currently. This is adverb of time. Working is verb and are is helping verb, whereas working is main verb. So currently, position of currently can come here as well. With the past continuous tense, in the past continuous tense, adverbs of time are often placed after the helping verb was or were. She was studying all night. Now, position of adverb of manner. Now, the question again arises in our mind that where do we place adverb of manner? Basically, they are placed after the verbs, but they can be used before the verbs as well. Placing the adverb of manner before the main verb emphasizes the manner in which action is being performed. For example, she carefully read the instructions. Now, this carefully is basically emphasizing this verb read. She carefully read the instructions. It means her main focus was to read carefully. He quickly finished his work. Finished is being emphasized with this word quickly, the manner of adverb. After the verb, the cake is deliciously moist. They were happily married. So they can be placed after the form of be. Now, what are the forms of be? Is, are, am are the present forms of be. Was and were are the past forms of be. Whereas been is third form and being is fourth form of be. Now, the position of verbs after the modals. Adverbs of manner are often placed after modal verbs. Now, one thing we should keep in mind about modals, that modals are always followed by first form of verb. Now, whenever we have modals like can, could, will, would, should, shall, ought to, must. These all are modals. She can easily solve this puzzle. So can easily solve. We can write this sentence like she can solve this puzzle easily. She should definitely attend the meeting. So definitely is emphasizing the verb attend. At the end of the sentence, she completed the race. Sorry, he completed the race quickly. So in this manner as well, we can write this adverb of manner. With split infinitives, infinitives are actually when verbs are followed by to. When the first form of verb is followed by to. This is infinitive form. He wanted to quickly finish his homework. Now, finish is basically verb first form to, and verb first form makes an infinitive. In between this, we can use quickly. That is adverb of infinitive. Now, before adverbs of frequency, she sings beautifully every day. Every day is actually the number of times, so it shows frequency. So we can also use adverb of manner before frequency in a sentence. Now, frequency adverb. Keep this in mind. It is not verb. It is actually the frequency adverb. She danced gracefully on the stage. Now, gracefully is a frequency. Sorry. Gracefully is a manner, and on the stage is a place. So this is adverb of manner, place. Now, one thing we should keep in mind, if we have all these together, manner, place, and time. In this case, we should learn the sequence MPT. That is, first we should have manner, then we should have place, and then we should have time in a sentence. So this sequence should be followed. If an adverb of manner and adverb of place appear together in a sentence, the adverb of manner usually comes before the adverb of place. This is very important. Now here manner, gracefully is a manner and on the stage is a place. So here we can see manner comes before the stage, that is place. Now if I write a sentence like, she read the book carefully in her room yesterday. Now this is a very basic sentence. In this sentence, we see that she read the book. Read is a verb. What did she read? The book, the object. Then carefully is an adverb of manner. Her room is place and yesterday is time. So we can see in this sentence the sequence has been followed. She read. Read is a verb. Then we have carefully, that is manner. Then we have place, her room. Then we have time, yesterday. So if all these three adverbs come together in a sentence, the sequence should be followed, that is MPT. You can learn this word with MPT. So MPT stands for am, P and T. M for manner, P for place and T for time. So in this manner you can learn this. Now, use of else and other. Well, else is used with but. This is also a pair or coordinating conjunction. Else is used to refer to something different or additional. When else is followed by but, it emphasizes a contrast between two alternatives. There is no one else I would trust but you. It means I can trust you only. You are the exception, but no one else. I don't want anything else but some ice cream. Would be nice. I don't want anything else, but I want ice cream. That will be nice. Now, other than, when comparing two options or alternatives, other than is used to indicate something different from what has been mentioned. I don't eat anything other than vegetarian food. It means I eat only vegetarian food. Other than refers to only. It refers to only. She is interested in no sport other than soccer. It means she is interested in soccer. Now, negative adverbs. We also call them adverbs of negation. Now, negative words should be avoided when used with negative adverbs that already carry a negative meaning. Therefore, it is best to avoid two negatives in a single sentence. For example, hardly is a negative word. We cannot use hardly and not together. For example, if I write, she hardly does not work, sentence will be incorrect. In fact, sentence will be she hardly works. It means she does not work at all. So, in this manner, we can use these negative adverbs. In fact, we should not use two negative words together. As we know well, in maths, we have also learned minus minus is equal to plus. So, if we want to make the sentence negative, we cannot use two negative words together. Now, this one is very important rule. So, these are some concepts, very important concepts of adverbs that we have learned in this session. Now, in the next session, we'll again learn some more concepts of adverb. So, that's all for today. Thank you very much.